All right, it is shop day Friday, but it's actually Thursday. I work for a really cool place called Drexel Building Supply, and I work 4/10, so I'm off on Fridays. But Friday is my birthday, and they have a rule: you don't work your birthday. Since it falls on my off day, I get the day before, which is today, so that's super cool. I'm gonna have a day here to kind of relax a little bit and try to fit some panels. Hopefully relax. This could go really bad and I could lose my mind. So I got to continue to make progress on this car. It is starting to get warm outside. It is March. The fiberglass stuff's going pretty well on Blake's car, fitting up all that and cleaning that. But at some point we got to paint all these panels. So with it starting to warm up, I need to constantly make forward progress. The blue car is essentially set. I do have to scuff a few things and touch up a few things, but that's all real easy. And then I can spray that. It's just not quite warm enough to spray that car, so I'm gonna move on to this one. The hopes today, I'm gonna set them really low, hopefully set them really low, and the hopes today is to get both these fiberglass side skirts mounted and fitted and on the car. Typically what I do for mounting points, just to get it kind of rigid since this car is gonna see some pretty high speeds, behind the front tire, I will mount it there, drill a hole, probably run a zip tie. The back of the front of the side skirt there to the fender, I will mount it there as well. I typically do 3 points of contact inside of the door jamb, and then this back wheel well, actually I'll do a couple as well. I always have the problem with the side skirt kind of sagging right here. If you're able to see that, so my hopes is when the doors open and this piece is sitting there, I'm actually hoping to put a riv nut and a piece right there as well. So I got lots of riv nuts, I have lots of hardware. I want to mount it up nicely and proper and make it clean. So I'm just going to start digging in. I'm going to start fitting panels, and we'll kind of see where we wind up today. Let's talk about what we all have done here on this side skirt. So you guys just saw some beauty shots of what is all going on. I don't have it secured in the front yet, and I don't have it secured in the rear yet. I'm gonna kind of put the other side together too and think about it for a moment. Inside here, I'll probably do zip ties just because it's easy and they break a bunch, and I don't want to put hardware in there and then it just gets ripped out. I don't have a mounting point inside of here. I'm going to kind of put the other side together and see how all that stuff shakes out and what it looks like. I got a little bit of a gap against the body here, so as I go further and do more, I might shave some right here to get it to pull in some more, but those are all like fine fitment things that kind of, if you do too much at once, you just make stupid mistakes. Up front there, rather than running a zip tie through, I might order some longer stainless hardware, M4, that matches what's inside the wheel well, or the wheel well, excuse me, inside of the door jamb. That way it all kind of like looks the same. All this hardware is all the same in the jamb, and then same on there inside the side skirts, especially once I get spacers on the front. You're never gonna see that stuff, and again, they're gonna break a lot. So pretty happy with how this is. I heated it a lot. I used a lot of heat with the heat gun, And what I kind of do is I heat it up a bunch to get all the fiberglass to relax, and then I kind of push it in. Like, it wanted to crack and break back here because it was so tight. But once you heat it up and you get it all to relax, you get this area to relax and kind of push in, all that space of it pushing in gives you extra space this way. So what I'm going to do on the other side is the same thing. I'm going to take the side skirt, set it in, get my first hole drilled in the jamb where I can line it up with the previous holes that were there, get a rib nut installed, make sure it's on the front, do that one, do the other two, heat all this up, get it to relax and set in its place, get it where I can open and close the door. There is a lot of tension on this right now, but get it to where I can open and close the door. That way all that stuff works smoothly, and then I got to figure out how I want to hard mount that. From there, this weekend or today or whatever ends up coming up, I need to decide if I want to get the front bumper on and fixed and in its position, or if I want to work on this rear quarter and rear bumper. So I don't want to deal with the headlights at the moment, but we'll kind of see how it all shakes out. Sorry for the long talking. I just really wanted to explain what I do to make this stuff fit so that hopefully it helps you as well. Heat and fiberglass goes a very, very long ways. As these molds get really old, what kind of happens is that the shapes of them get a little weird. And the only way to fix that really is with heat and shaving it. You shave it too far, it looks stupid. You can't really necessarily heat it too much. You might get a little bit of a discoloration, but you're gonna scuff it and paint it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But let's move our way to the driver's side, see how all that stuff goes, and then we'll check in some more from there. All right, you guys, I'm happy. I got the side skirts on, I got them fitted up, so I feel really good about that. They still need to get mounted in the front and the rear. I haven't really decided what I want to do with that yet, so I'm going to let that sit and simmer on it for a little bit. I don't know. Zip ties in the wheel wells, I'm thinking, is the way. Hardware on the outside if I do that. So that was the goal for today, is get these side skirts fitted. That's my process. That's what I do. Again, just to give you a little bit of a rundown so that it all makes sense. If I open up my door here, this is the heavy weighted one. All right. So I got hardware in here. I got 3 M4s in there. I'm probably going to put one here in the jam too. That way when I open the door, it doesn't sag. And then I'll put zip ties in the wheel well, zip ties in the wheel well up here, and then probably a piece of hardware here to hold this together. So that's what I kind of do to get my car set up. The car is kind of low. I wouldn't say it's crazy low, but it's enough where when it squats, it's definitely going to drag the skirts a little bit from time to time. So that's just a great way to make sure that they stay fastened. So what's next for me? Way back in the day, I grabbed some Downstar hardware and I mounted all my M4 and M5 hardware with the Downstar rubber insulators, I guess you could say. I'm sorry, Downstar, but they suck. They don't stay in the place. I drilled a way too big a hole because it needs to fit these big rubber insulators. Now the rib nuts don't fit in those holes. So I literally think I'm going to start cutting this rear quarter, get it to lay flat, get it to lay the way I want it to, tape it up, and then when I pull it off, I literally think I'm gonna weld every single hole that I have behind here in these quarters, seal it up real nice, grind it smooth, make it nice and clean, and then when I respray the car, behind the panel here, I'll actually respray that silver. I'll draw a line here, I'll leave the roof black, sparkly black, so it'll be good there, but I literally think I'm gonna do that entire panel that way. That way, if there's any little bit of seams in here from where the side skirt and the quarter meet up, it's silver behind it rather than black, so you don't notice it. So that's kind of where my mind's at. I am going to start plugging away on cutting that up probably this afternoon. Gonna feed myself, feed my dogs and all that, but I'm probably gonna chop that up, gonna make that fit real nice, and once that fits really nice, pull it off, weld all those holes, and kind of get that done. I want this chassis, like if I'm doing a revival, I want to do a revival. I want it to be really nice, I want it to be really clean, I want it to be really proper. This is the time to do it. I'm not really going to drift it probably till May. Anyways, it's March right now, so if I'm going to do it, now's the time. None of the other cars really need anything. Diff in the purple car, few hour job. Painting the fenders and quarters on the blue car, 1 day job, so whatever. I need to get this thing set and proper, that when it comes time to spray the kits, like spraying Blake's car, we're all ready to go. I can't move on to the rear bumper till I do the rear quarter, so let's just get to it. That'll be the next project, that'll probably be the next video. Thank you so much for following along. Thank you for letting me show you how I fit up my side skirts on my cars. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will shout you out on the next video. Thank you so much. See ya.